Hey everybody, and welcome to another What's in the Box. What's in the Box is where we unbox things and find out what's in the box. Yeah, simple as that. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is we are going to have a look at the expansion to Guards of Traitors Toll, and this is the Busy Streets expansion. Now a lot of folks when the set first came out, they got this set and the main core Guards of Traitors Toll set. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a look at this set on its own and see, perhaps you could get it on its own and not get the set, or is this a set that you want to get with the main set? Now, but before we go any further, I just want to say thank you to David, who let me open this set and show you the unboxing. So David, thanks so much for letting me do this. All right, so let's look at what's in the box. Again, before we start, I want to say how the box is packaged. It's different. I like this packaging, especially for me, and because I run a store, this takes up less space, which is kind of great. From the back of the box, we see we're gonna get 12 city folk, 12 city guards, gaming cards, dice, counters, and plain bases as well. And the miniatures are by Wargames Atlantic. Now, while this may look very, very similar to the main core set, I know for a fact that there's something more in this. So let's not take any more time, waste any more time, and just go into the unboxing itself. The design, like I said, is consistent, and just looking inside, you can already tell that it's got lots of miniatures in it. Let's just look at that, pull that out. We've got miniatures, tokens, and then we have the cards and stuff like that. Okay, so let's look at what the tokens first. These are basically the same tokens you get with the main core set. Now, why would this be kind of cool is because you're playing with an extra 2 more players, with player 3 and player 4. These tokens will come in handy because of these. Some of these are basically redundant, but let me just say though that when it comes to cost of making a game, you want to make sure that you fully utilize as much as you can your budget. And I think this is a great idea in terms of budget. In terms of gameplay and as a customer gameplay, I think it's always good to have a whole bunch of tokens. And again, also for a customer, why not? More tokens, all the better. You never know with these tokens. Sometimes they, some of them get ruined, and it's always nice to have spares. So yeah, the first thing we look at is the token set. So same thing like the core set. Let's see what else we got. Looking at the frame, it is the same frame that you get from Wargames Atlantic, and I covered this in the main set. But there's one part that I got really, really wrong, which I will rectify hopefully in a bit, because the first one we're looking at is the let me just double check. Yeah, it's the Citizens, City Folk. I think Wargames Atlantic will release this as the City Folk box set, which you can get on its own. But in this one, I think you get 1, 2, let me see, how many do you get? Okay, 1, 2, 3. You get 3. I think you get 3. 2. Oh yeah, you get 2. You get 2 citizens. So this is kind of cool, because at the end of the day, I think it's better than having a whole lot of miniatures to paint. But here's a functional reason why they give you more, because this must be something I missed earlier on, perhaps because I didn't really read through the rulebook, and I will cover why this is also a good idea to have extra frames for the citizens and extra frames for the city guards, right? Oh, in the previous one, I said there were 7. They're not 7. They're only 6. This is the top part of the torso, and then there's the bottom part here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's the one. So 6. So if you go back to the core, you know that I made a mistake there. So these are all of the figures you get in the frame. If you are wondering, it's the same frame that you get in the main set. I've already covered that in the main set unboxing, along with the bases as well. So that's 5 frames of miniatures, and I'm going to put them aside right here. The other thing that you'll get in the set, which you will need, and it feels like it's similar, is more dice. We already covered the dice and what they do, well, more or less, in the last video, and we already know that more or less what they do. But having a third and fourth player, extra dice is good, right? So you could be maybe the third and fourth player, that you and a friend are joining another player, and these dice could be handy to bring along with you. So it's always handy to have a nice set of dice of your own for yourself. And these come with a set. You get miniatures and stuff like that. All in all, it's quite good. I mean, you can get the dice on its own, but it just makes more sense. You can also get some miniatures with it. So yeah, the dice. We already covered the dice. Now we're going to have a look at the cards. Now, I think this is where the expansion really stands out. Why? Let me tell you why. Let's look at the cards really quick. Now, the first thing you're going to see are patron cards. Patron is a new thing in this set, which I thought cool. It's a new rule, so it expands on the game. So if you get the core set, you won't have any patrons that you'll work with. So that's patrons. And then you have, I know there's something else in here which is kind of cool and unique, which I found out. Okay, so you got these injury cards, which is also kind of great. Injury cards. You didn't get that in the main set. Then you got major plot cards. And then these are the usual bits. You've seen these cards before. Then identify. All right. So remember earlier I was saying it's good to have an extra frame, and this is interesting that I found out a bit later when it comes to this unboxing. But in the deck you have these identify cards, which I guess I should have gone through the initial core box better, because what you get with this 6 different characters with six different identifying items. And if you want to play the game properly, visually nice, like with everything considered, right, you might want to have a character with each of these items on hand. So having an extra frame of citizens definitely helps. All right, so that's why. And just moving along, we have the captains, the constables, and stuff like that. Another set. This is for player 3 and player 4, and then you have guard sergeants. This was not in the main set, so this is another rank, another type of character that you can add with your game. And again, it's an expansion, and it's nice that they expanded the guards to have, your captains and your sergeants and whatnots. And that's kind of cool, because you don't get that in the main set. The main set just concentrates on getting you into the game with the basic captain and the guards, and this one has the sergeants. And then the rest are pretty much this, more or less the same things, but just expanded cards, different cards that you can play with the set. And because in the expansion you got all these different things that you can work into the game. For me to comment on any of these cards, I'll have to play a game a couple of times, which I have not done yet. Like I said, I've only just gotten the set. So having a look at this, it looks like a legit expansion. While there are situations where I might have got this wrong with the identify, right? I could have figured this one earlier. If you just started the game and then you're running in, head first, it doesn't matter, because you'll end up having a whole lot of nice looking figures, but having the identify card is quite ace, because now you have some direction of what you want to make, different kind of characters that you want to have. Of course, you still have choices of different heads and stuff like that, but it's a bit limiting, I think. But I understand this is a game, and this is narrative that you want to go for. And if you want to have a visually appealing narrative or visually correct narrative, then you might want to get all of these six different like characters, which is basically 36 different like figures that you want to do. I didn't see these the injury cards before, so I think this must be new as well. And then the patron cards, which I thought also very, very cool. Now you can have patrons they can work for. And looking at this, they look like different heraldry, so you can work for the different heralds or lords or whatever it is in the city. And then you have your plots as an extra plot. There's most secrets here as well. Now, if you're wondering, there are other things in the game which are due to come out, and I think with every expansion, if they do it this way and they gradually bring in new elements, it's definitely a brilliant idea, because you have to ease somebody into the game slowly, and when you bring elements, like big elements, like for example you have patrons, and the patrons come in a bit later, it's good, because by the time somebody gets into the expansion, they already, I would assume, already well versed with the rules, with the main set already. So the gradual thing is kind of cool. Now I want to just very quickly point out that in the game, they got magical potions and magical scrolls as powerful spells. Again, I must caveat that I haven't read the whole rulebook, so I think this was in the main rulebook as well. If it wasn't, then I'm not so sure how this works into the whole thing. Because it says add magic items, sergeants, and patrons, right? So I think it must be here somewhere. I must have missed it, perhaps. Could it be one of the plots? I don't know. Maybe let me just quickly check. Could it be one of the plots? The phantom, sneak dodge. I'm not so sure, but it does say that you got potions and spells, basically adding another element to the game. So if previously the city of Traitors Toll had no magic, now you have magic. But again, I haven't gone through the rules yet. This is basically a very easy opening, unboxing of the set to show you what's inside. Now, my final thoughts. If you want to get the set, would I recommend it? I would recommend it if you're already good at playing the main set. Why? Because all of these added rules would only be good, if you already know the basic rules, right? But I also understand that, you might want to get them as a set. And if you do, I don't think there's a problem with it. You got a lot of nice figures, and in terms of value, all these figures, it just makes sense actually. And also, you got the dice. If your gaming group is just 2 guys, I think you might still get the set. You could, because of all the different elements. Having the sergeants or sergeant cards definitely is it's not really a game changer, but it's an added bit that you might want to consider adding to your game. And it's also nice that you got extra tokens just in case. So I guess if you're really enamored by the Guards of Traitors Toll game, this will be a very, very good expansion to get. Or you can just get it on its own and use the figures. And I wonder why you'd get it on its own though, because you can actually get the citizen figures from Wargaming Atlantic Direct. You can get the guards as well. But yeah, I think this will complement the main set quite nicely. I quite like this. And again, thanks so much to David letting me look inside the Busy Streets expansion. I look forward to seeing this game being played, or at least playing this game at some point. So yeah, if you like the video, you like me doing unboxings, like and subscribe, and don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.